Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to draft the caps corset using your original caps. Okay, so just stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Grab your pattern paper and draft with me. So I'm going to begin by labeling my vertical measurements as my shoulder, my bust, my underbust, my waist, and also my low waist. Okay, so I'm just going to mark my shoulder measurement plus half an inch and the 8 inches standard, which I am going to slope 1 inches under my 8 inches. Okay, and then after that I'm marking my neck width and depth. Like you see, I'm going to connect the points together, and then I'm going to connect my shoulder slope to the nape of my neck. Okay, so that 8 inches is just a guide to slope your shoulder. Okay, so under right another 7.5 inches. I'm going to mark my armhole. Okay, right under that, just mark your armhole and then transfer the same shoulder measurement plus your allowance to join your sleeves. Okay, to that and square that up. So once that is done, just find the midpoint of your sleeve, your armhole, sorry, just like the basic bodice, and just connect the points together. Yes, so next I'm going to mark my dart, which is 4 inches. I'm going to transfer my dart onto all my vertical measurements, okay, except my shoulder measurement, and then I'm going to come up by a 3/4 inches. That is going to be my cleavage line. Okay, so you can do like a 1.5 inches depending on how much cleavage you want to show. Okay, or you don't want to show, you can just always increase your cleavage line. So I've just labeled that cleavage and I'm continuing with the measurement. So I'm marking a 1.75 inches on both sides. So I've just divided my 1.75 inches and I'm marking it on my underbust and on my waistline. Okay, so after that, just connect these points together, and I'm going to do 3/4 inches for my low waist. Okay, so I'm just dividing 3/4 inches on both sides. Okay, so I'm dividing the 3/4 inches on both sides, not marking 3/4 inches on both sides, please. So after that, just extend your dart and then connect this to your bust point like so. And then next thing is to mark quarter of my, so with this I'm going to be using my cap to create the space for the bra cap. Okay, so I'm going to mark my waist, my under bust measurement, but I'm going to be dividing that into 4 and I'm going to subtract 1.5 inches from that, and whatever I get I'm going to mark it there like so. So same applies to my waist. I'm going to be subtracting 2 inches from my waist, and then whatever I get I'm going to mark it there. And for my low waist I'm just going to mark my low waist measurement there like so. You can add more if you want. So I'm just transferring my dots back, and then here I'm going to mark my dots and replacing them like you see. So after that, just mark quarter of your bust. Okay, transfer the same bust measurement to your armhole line, and now for the third dart. Okay, I'm going to determine how much I want to take out. Okay, so I'm just doing 1 inch. Okay, and then after that I connected it to my bust, and I'm just going to do a 1/4 inches there on my low waistline. So after that I'm finding the midpoint using my under bust in my waistline. Okay, because it's a parallel line, so I'm using that as a guide to create my third point. And once I'm done, I'm going to take out my 1 inches that I added on my waistline and also on my under bust line. Okay, so after that I'm going to square that up. I'm just going to connect these to my bust, my under bust, and then my waist. Okay, so I'm going to transfer the little allowance I added to my waist, my low waist as well. I'm going to connect that. Okay, so like so. Okay, so the next thing is to create a bask. Okay, so I'm coming up from my waist. You can come down as much as you want. So I'm coming up by just a 1/4 inch, and I'm going to connect that. But before I do that, I'm going to close my darts because I don't want to be short of fabric on the other side of the pattern. Okay, so just connect this after you close your dart, or you can just sew this together before you create your bust. It doesn't matter. So however you want to do it, just don't connect it straight like that, because you will lose a few inches if you do that. Okay, so after that, I'm just going to create my basque now. Yes, so once I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the, so I'm closing the top that as well. So this is going to help me be able to shape my cap area using my bra cap. So first of all, I'm just transferring my dart. I'm going to use the original nipple to nipple, but I won't use the third one. You can always use the third one depending on the kind of shape you want to use in joining your bra cap. Okay, so I'm just tracing around my bra cap to give it that shape that I want, and also I'm pressing my pencil against the tip of my bra cap to be able to draw the shape of my yoke. Okay, so once that is done, I'm just going into, deeping my neckline. So I'm just going to continue with deepening the circle that I made. I'm going to use the same bra cap as a reference to, kind of make the, so with the dart, I'm going to use the first nipple to nipple measurement, but not the second one. So with this, okay, you can increase your yoke or your neckline, your cleavage line, by any inches you want. Okay, so all you need to do is when you're cutting your bra cap, or you are cutting the fabric after sculpting. Okay, I have a video on how to sculpt your bra cap and then get that perfect shape to cover your bra cap. So after that, just add some few inches to increase the area that you want to sculpt, and make sure you have enough stiff, okay, to be able to hold that part together. So the next thing is, I'm just going to trace out really well using the bra cap. Okay, so I'm just deepening whatever I marked, and then after that we are done, and I've created a demarcation for my back as well. So I'm marking my shoulder plus half an inch plus the 8 inches guide to my shoulder slope. Okay, so under the 8 inches, just mark 1 inches. Okay, so there I'm going to connect my shoulder slope to my nape of, to the nape of my neck, and I'm transferring my armhole. Okay, so just do the same thing like I did for the front and extend the line. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going in to mark my 10 inches on my bust, my under bust, my waist, and 10 inches plus half an inch for my low waist. Okay, yes. So once that is done, I'm going to connect these points together. Okay, and I'm going to extend it to my yoke as well. So the next thing, I'm going to draw the back neck shape. Okay, so I'm going to measure whatever I have here for my yoke. So I'm going to measure that and I'm going to transfer it back to the back so that they can be even. And from there, I'm going to use that point as a reference to shape my back. So this is my yoke for the back and the front. Okay. So after that, I'm just going to shape the back like so and also come down by 1.5 inches and 2 inches, 3 inches in. And I'm going to connect that point together to create that keyhole at the back. Okay. So the next thing is to mark my dart for the back 4 inches. I mark 4 inches. I don't want to go ahead and divide the whole panel into 3 immediately because I'll be reducing the center back and I don't want it to look uneven. Okay, so I want to you want to kind of mark your original nipple to nipple and then mark your dart. Okay, so after that, just connect that to your bust point line for the back. Okay, and from there just mark quarter of your waist. Okay, remember you've separated 2 inches, so take that into consideration. And then also for your underbust, then return your dart back. Okay, so mark quarter of your low waist and then return the dart you've taken back. Okay, so I'm just measuring my dart and I'm returning it back, and I have like 3/4 inches more for my third line. Okay, so I'm just using this as a reference, like my underbust and my waistline as a reference to get my third dart line. And then whatever I have 1.5 inches. Okay, so I am just going to do 1 inches here. Okay, and I'm going to do the half inches on my center back. Okay, so for the underbust, I'm just going to mark 1 inches on both sides, and then I'm going to connect these points together. And on my low waist, I'm marking like my 3/4 inches and dividing that into 2 as well. And I'm going to connect that back. Okay, so here I forgot to join my that to my bask line, but I'll do that. So I'm just reducing my back by 1 inch, as you can see. Yes, and I'm connecting that. So this was what I was talking about. Okay, so now I'm just going in to perfect my armhole for the back. Okay, so once that is done, I'll go ahead and then continue with the that I left. Okay, so after this I am done. Okay, but remember you need to reduce your back. You can either do it straight or you can basket up like we did for the front, but not too much. So I'm just reducing that by 1/4 inch and I'm connecting a straight line parallel to the waistline. Okay, so I finished drafting my sleeve as well, which I did that off camera. Most of you definitely know how to draft the sleeve, so just go ahead and cut all your patterns out. Okay, so just remember to label this before you cut out. Okay, do the same thing for the front. Okay, so next thing, I'm just giving an arrow to show that is how I should place my pattern before cutting. Okay, yes, this will help you in order not to get confused, especially when you're joining the back. Okay, so for the cap area, I'm just going to create that space there. Okay, just trace off the shape that I got using the bra cap. Okay, so I'm cutting my patterns now. So this is the back yoke. So after cutting the back, I'm going to go ahead and cut the front. Guys, I have tutorial on how to close or how to perfectly cover your bra caps, okay, using the sculpting method. Okay, it's a very easy and simple tutorial. I'll leave that link in the description box. Make sure you check that out. Okay, So I'll be seeing you guys in the sewing tutorial. Okay, so stay tuned for the part 2 of this video. Thank you so much for sticking by up to the end. I love you all so much. Take care and have a blessed day. Bye bye.